So your job, you know, you go to battle, you strap on the shield, and you got the sword, and you're going to go up against typically the insurance carrier, right, so of the person or the company, the entity that is determined to be responsible or had the duty to prevent or to try to prevent the harm, right? And I'm sure there are times when you go to trial, and I'm sure there are times that you settle the case on behalf of your client. Not every case goes to trial. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
Okay. So how do you know what they're worth? Because, like, we're telling people call you, and, you know, are you pulling this number, you know, out of the air? Are you looking it up in the dictionary? I mean, can I look it up myself? Should I be on the internet doing self-help, you know, like everybody is today? They think that, you know, they got the internet, they're done.
Well, absolutely. I don't think you should do that. I've had clients where they will get on the internet and start searching for things. That is, you know, hit or miss. You're not going to get the kind of information that a trial attorney can do. First of all, I've got the fact that I have done this for 15 years or more, so I know from my own personal experience what kind of verdicts and settlements I've gotten, and I'm a champion member of the Georgia Trial Lawyers Association, so we can pull our, you know, communicate with one another and kind of verify what we think a case is worth with the specific facts. But also, one of the things that I've recently done is I have started using 2 different jury verdict and settlement services where they basically do surveys and go to the courthouses and read all of the jury verdicts that are entered into the courts, and then they talk to attorneys and find out what those settlements are. And they try to do it as thoroughly as they can all over the country, but, you know, of course, my focus is Georgia. Well, with that, that gives me some incredibly useful information, and it gives the client some great information. It can, with the client, help me explain what the case is worth and why, which is a moving target. A case is always worth what a jury is likely to award for those damages, those facts.
Okay.
That's a moving target. It isn't the same 10 years ago as it is now.
It could go up, it could go down.
Up, it could go down.
Okay.
But when you're deciding the important decision of settling a case, ending it and taking a lump sum amount, or whether you're going to litigate the case and put it in the hands of a jury to see what happens, it's very, very helpful to me and to my clients for me to be able to search that. They can't do it. I can. It's a very expensive service, and basically it gives them the information.
I haven't heard of other attorneys, you know, and they may be doing it. I don't know, but I haven't really heard of guys talking about the fact that when they get down and they're sitting there with in a settlement, and the insurance carrier is saying no, or they're saying it's not worth that much, and you're saying, really? Well, Mrs. Jones over here, Mrs. Smith over here, Mrs. Franklin over here, and kind of laying it out for them to say, you know, let's get this done, because I would imagine that the quicker you can get the compensation for the injured party, probably the better for them.
Absolutely, and it's certainly an invaluable resource, because when you are in mediation or settlement negotiations with the adjuster or with their defense attorneys that are hired to defend the case, giving them specific examples. We had a case where there was a vein issue where the injury caused some damage to the leg and caused them to be unable to be mobile. Well, it took about maybe 4 months for that to become a circulatory issue.
Right.
Well, the adjuster immediately said that's not related, da-da-da. Well, there were a string of cases where that specific circulatory issue was held to be a injury from an accident and had at least the medical covered.
So that kind of turned the tide for you.
We went from $3,500 on that case to $80,000, and that was partly because of that research and because we were able to get the doctors to give causation statements.
How many of you at home have been told your case isn't worth what you believe in your heart it's worth? If that's you, call the number and have a private consultation. We'll be back with more with Richard Griffin and Altus Group after these quick messages.